This is just kind of what we've been doing, right? It says describe the shifts. All right, the shifts are the transformations. Oops. All right, so the parent function, remember that is f of x equals the absolute value of x. All right, so here you only have two things going on. Right, so the what's inside here is going to go the opposite, so it would be a left 1.5, and that's going to be a shift. All right, and then this would be shifting down, right? And that's it, because the slope in front is still 1, just like before. So no reflection, no compression, or stretch. All right, now for number 8, you just look at what you've got. So the parent function, again, is going to be f of x equals the absolute value of x. So the only thing I've added here is a negative in front, so that's going to reflect, right? That's going to be a reflection across the x-axis. And the x plus 3 is going to shift it to the left 3. All right, that'll be a horizontal shift. All right, very good. And then now for number 9, you're given the graph, and we're now going to write the equation. All right, so we can see how it shifted. I can see as my original parent function, if you have f of x equals absolute value of x, right? When x is 0, y is 0. So it would have been at the origin. So I can see it went to the left 2. So I would know it went left 2, and it went down 1, 2, 3, 4, and it went down 4. Okay, so my vertex is at -2, 4. Right? So I'm going to have f of x equals, all right, and I know I have an absolute value, all right, and I know it went to the left 2, so that would be +2, and then the down 4 would be -4. All right, now I do need to look at the slope here. It looks a little bit skinnier, and it is, all right. The slope, let's see, if I go from this vertex, this point to this point, well, I had to go up 2 and over 1. So that is a +2 slope, right? It's going up, right? So it's a positive absolute value, all right? And that's the equation. All right, now if I'm looking at the domain, remember that's the x values. So that's as you go, right, as you go to the left and to the right, that's the domain. Well, you go forever to the left and forever to the right. Okay, and it says use both notations. So that would be my x values are all real numbers. Okay, and then range. The range is my y values. So this vertex tells you either the highest or the lowest y. Well, it's actually the lowest. It starts -4. Oh, I went down 4, so that's -4. So it's a -4. And so I go from -4 to infinity, to positive infinity. So I go from negative, oops, why did I write that? Going from negative, oh, I'm right there, negative. Okay. Here we go. We're going from -4, right? So I'm going to start at -4. There we go. And I'm going to positive infinity. And then now, set notation wise, you just say, okay, I'm doing my y's, and my y's are greater than, right, because they're big, greater than, what's the smallest y value? Would be the -4. All right, and so now looking, oh, there's one more thing. What is f of negative 2? So when x is negative 2, what is f? Okay, so this is telling me x equals negative 2. All right, so when x is negative 2, what is y, right? F of x is y, so y equals what? Well, when x is negative 2, the y value is negative 4, right? That's actually the vertex. Okay, this point right here, coordinates at this point are negative 2, negative 4. So when x is negative 2, y is negative 4. All right, and then now for the next one, I've got 10, right? So I want to know the equation. I've got to look at where the vertex is, right? So I know it went from here, the origin, so it went 1, 2, 3. It went to the left 3. And I see that it went down 1. Okay? And then now I got to check out the slope too. So it went, if I look at the slope, saying how did I get from this point to this point? So I go down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the slope is negative 2/5, right? And then here I go down 2 and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the slope is negative 2/5. So that tells me what's going to go in front of my equation, right? So I'm going to have f of x equals, and my slope is negative 2/5. So it would be negative 2/5. Then I have my absolute value. Did I go to the left or right? Yes, I did. So I'm going to put x, and then I went left 3. So I'm going to put plus 3. And I went down 1, so I'm going to put minus 1. And that's my equation. All right, and then looking at the domain, that's the x's. Well, we went forever. It goes forever to the left and forever to the right. All right, so that would be the set of all real numbers. And then my y values, okay, looking at the y values, that is, I want to look at the vertex, so that's actually, the y values are going down, right? So, and the highest y value I could have is that vertex. Well, that was at 1, 2, 3, negative 3, negative 1, right? So the y value there is negative 1. Okay, and that's the highest y value. So I go from negative infinity, right? Down here is negative infinity to negative 1. And it includes, so I'm going to put a square bracket there, it includes negative 1. So now I'm going to say all the y's, and the y's have to be less than or equal to my negative 1, because they're going down. And now this says, what is f of negative 3? So that means x equals negative 3. So 1, 2, 3, x is negative 3. Well, this tells me when x is negative 3, what's y? Y is negative 1. Okay. And we'll just leave those two right there. So that is writing the equation.